Hello and welcome back to the Let's Talk Smack podcast. I'm your host, Ewwy. And today I've got a couple of things to talk about. First things first, I actually wrote this thing back in, I started writing it in January, and I'm finally going to be talking about it because I've been wanting to for a hot minute. I haven't had the chance to, so got my laptop. Oh, guys, where is it? Where is it? We have to RIP my iPhone 14. My lilac iPhone 14. This was the first iPhone I had ever gotten. I got it using my own money actually. In 2023, I was in year 12, and I named it Sea Squirters because I was doing a biology assignment on sea squirters. So I named it Sea Squirters. So it's a bit sad because I was hoping to use it for today's episode, but unfortunately I can't. She's dead. So basically, what happened was it wouldn't work unless I had it plugged in, and I guess just completely gave up on me. Oh well. Okay, here's this piece that I started writing. Sit down for this. With a major rise in discrimination towards the LGBT plus community, I feel as if I cannot stay quiet and let others speak for me. The unjust treatment of queer and trans people has been utterly devastating. The sheer amount of homophobia and transphobia is astounding. The justification of said acts is laughable and typically made by religious people or groups with the assumptions that correlate to the phrases typically used, like "you need to repent" or saying someone is disgusting. This is usually said in a way in which someone will change their entire life and existence, when in actuality it just harms the person you say this to. Just because someone is different or isn't believing the beliefs you believe in doesn't mean they need to conform to or change their entire ideology to fit your viewpoint. A report by the Australian Bureau of Statistics revealed in 2022 that an estimated 4.5% of Australians 16 years and over are LGBTQ+. LGBT, which is referring to sexuality, just sexuality. Australians 16 years and over make up about 3.6% of the population, and about 0.9% of Australians 16 years and over are trans and gender diverse, including trans men, trans women, and non-binary people. According to news.com.au, in an article published in 2025 in September, 21% of Australians and 1 in 4 men now believe homosexuality is immoral. The definition of immoral on Google states that immoral means violating accepted standards of morality, acting against principles of right and wrong, or being considered wicked, evil, corrupt, or unethical, often involving deliberate wrongdoing like deceit or sexual misconduct. To say that homosexuality is evil or in some form of sexual misconduct is quite honestly ignorant and absurd. Another article was published, this time by Williams Institute, in which it stated that LGBT people experience 106.4 victimizations per 1,000 people compared to 21.1 victimizations per 1,000 people for non-LGBT people. Transgender people experience victimization at a rate of 93.7 per 1,000 people. In addition, LGBT people were 9 times more likely to experience violent hate crimes than non-LGBT people. And this is just from 2022 and 2023. These are just the statistics from that period. So this wasn't throughout the rise of conservatism whatsoever. This was when, because I do heavily believe this is when Biden was in office. Um, the Democratic Party. And since Donald Trump has gone into office, myself have actually faced a lot of homophobia towards me and a lot of discrimination. And I feel as if it is because um, Republicans and conservatism have found it to be more of a normalized thing to do this because Donald Trump says it's okay, so it must be okay. I don't know if I worded that correctly. Anyway, an article written by Forbes revealed that 350 transgender people were murdered last year. Not last year. Gosh, I wrote this as I ran this 2025. No, girl, in 2024, 350 transgender people were murdered. And I don't think that I found anything that related to 2025. If you think these statistics are shocking, well, wait until you find out about this year's, because I tried looking. I couldn't find anything about this year's statistics. Obviously. I'm a liar, guys. I'm a liar. Yeah. So I actually haven't found any just yet. But it's a bit hard when you're literally trying to get specific statistics and it's just showing you all these other statistics. But like literally, can you blame me? Like I'm literally studying nursing. I'm also working all the time and I'm starting this back up. So I'm sorry if these statistics are a little outdated, but then again, they are still relevant. Because what I learned from school was that if it's within the 5 years, it's still relevant, kind of. But like, it's not really relevant if I feel like there's an increase in the amount of hate crimes and discrimination and homophobia. But I digress. If you are unable to grasp the concept that life isn't just filled with cisgender and heterosexual people, then maybe you are the issue. Queerness has been around for far longer than you have been alive, and this utter lack of respect, empathy, and understanding is quite vile and concerning. Being yourself shouldn't be shameful and a repulsive act. Loving the same gender shouldn't be a crime. Realizing who you are and changing to better conform to who you are shouldn't be known as a sin. Being queer or transgender isn't a choice, it's who people are, however discrimination and homophobia is. I myself have faced a lot of homophobia with the resurgence of conservatism and outright disrespect for the LGBTQ plus community and people. Now, my question to conservatives is, why is it such a difficult thing for you to comprehend that people are gay or trans? Why is people loving themselves and finding out who they are or loving the same gender such a despicable act in your eyes? If it is not directly affecting you in any shape or form, then why do you feel the need to comment or let alone justify the actions of being a bigot? I think it is only fair that I talk about my own personal experiences with this topic. I've been called a faggot more times than I can remember this year, and this was okay. Hang on, sorry. We're thinking back to 2025. I have been called a faggot more times than I can remember this year, and yes, it was to try and belittle me. Yes, and it has actually happened multiple times this year as well. So I feel like I'll come back to this. Last year in October, I was told whilst I was working that if this random man's son turned out like me, he would be disappointed. Also, because I'm quite a feminine presenting man, I get mistaken as a woman or trans. So some people have tried to use that against me, and the Tesla has been used against me a couple of times as well. This is all from last year. This isn't through the course of my entire life. It is all from this year. And to be honest, there's probably been a lot more times that oh my god, there's probably been a lot more times than that I have probably just forgotten or haven't remembered or haven't even heard. And on another note, this is why Pride Month exists. This is why queer and trans representation in shows and movies. Why there is. Oh my god, I'm. Sorry, guys. This is why there is queer and trans representations in shows and movies. It's to normalize something that should already be normalized. If you don't relate to that character or that movie, then it simply wasn't created for you, and that comprehension of understanding is too difficult for you. Queerness is found throughout numerous other species, but homophobia and transphobia is only found in one. Queerness isn't a choice, but being discriminatory, homophobic, and transphobic is. Okay, let's talk about this. Yeah, so without fail, and I've talked about this multiple times, without fail, some man, it's always men. It is always men. And I don't know the statistics on this whatsoever, but there is always a man whenever I go out to the clubs who is homophobic to me. Like, I either get called faggot or something. It's typically just faggot, like them just calling me a faggot. I have been harassed multiple times as well when I've been out. And it's just gotten a whole lot worse. Like, I remember 2023, back in October, like, I was first going out to the clubs. I really enjoyed it. I was having so much fun with the girls I was going out with. And then, as soon as Donald Trump comes into office and homophobia and transphobia is more normalized because of this huge increase in conservatism ideology, there has been a huge rise in homophobia, and I feel like it shouldn't be as normalized as it is. Like, it shouldn't be normalized whatsoever, but we're at this point where it is starting to become a more normalized thing, and it's quite upsetting, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, and I feel like whenever I say, oh, do you get what I mean, or do you understand, I feel like it kind of comes off like kind of like condescending in a way, but I literally do not mean it in that way whatsoever. I'm like, yeah, do you understand? Please tell me you do. Um, yeah, I've also been harassed numerous times when I've been at work. Which is so crazy to say, because it's just like, what are you doing? Genuinely, this is embarrassing. Like, I was literally working, um, Monday public holiday on October, and literally that man came up to me. He like literally cannot say much without maybe getting pulled into another fucking meeting. Um, a man I was helping out his wife, and he was just like staring. I've talked about this on TikTok. And I've talked about a lot of my issues with homophobia on TikTok as well, because I feel like I'm very vocal on that. But he literally started staring at me. He started, can't exactly remember what he was saying to me, but he was saying some stuff. And his wife told him to go outside. And as I was fixing up something for the wife, he then comes back in, he grabs me on my arm and says, oh, is everything all sorted? But he does it when he's in my face. And I was like, yeah, everything's all sorted. And I'm obviously taken aback and I'm really disturbed by this because, like, you're a grown ass man. Literally, I was 19 when this happened. And he was grabbing me on the arm and, like, getting in my face and shit. And it's just like, get out my face. You're literally harassing a 19-year-old man. Get out my face. Like, this is embarrassing. And then, obviously, I'm like, ugh, away from me. And I'm doing my job. I'm, like, walking around doing what I need to do. And then he comes up to me and he goes, um, if my son turned out like you, I'd be disappointed. And at that point, I fucking lose it. And I start yelling at him to get out the store. And I start crying in the middle of my shift. And literally, this was, I think, within the first 2 hours of my shift as well. Like, this is unnecessary. It, yes, you may be wanting to spread your viewpoint on this situation, but like at the end of the day, yeah, like I'm a person too, and I feel like homosexuals and transgender people aren't seen as human beings by these people with this kind of ideology, and it's quite disturbing actually. Like, we're all human beings. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And I feel like if you do not love your neighbors, you don't love yourself. And I feel like that's what I've taken from the Bible, really. And also from personal experience as well. If you are homophobic, I will instantly view you as being a homosexual. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I will. Quite simply because why do you care so much that gay people are existing? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um, and it's just like, that's crazy. Like, you are clearly uncomfortable with the fact that I'm so confident and carefree with myself to the point where you have to engage and promote your internalized homophobia to me. Because, like, baby girl, I was in the closet. It's not gonna work. You're just gonna piss me off, and I'm end up gonna have to go to the police again. Like, girl, I don't want that. Because when I did go to the police for that incident, I have not heard anything back. So if you guys were wondering about the update, this is the update right here, right now. I have not heard anything from the police. I feel like the police might not have done much about it. I feel like there's not much that they could do about it. Unfortunately for my situation, but the place where I work, they have this incident thing online, and that guy was put into it for being a homophobe. And I'm so glad that my workplace took it kind of seriously to the point where, those reports were made. And it did give me a lot of hope that, maybe I could from like now on do that and I could go to the right people and, talk and make reports about stuff like this. But then, when did I go out? I'm thinking right now. Sorry, guys. I went out. Hey, it's the 1st of April. Fuck off. I went out, I think, on the 20th of March. And I've talked about this on TikTok as well. So if you want the full stories on both, I will link them down below. But essentially, yeah, I tried to make a police report about the people being homophobic to me, but unfortunately, the police didn't really do anything. I don't think they took me seriously because I was intoxicated, and it was quite upsetting to come to terms with that. Like, I was taken aback. I was very upset with that, and I just didn't know how to take it. But I feel like as police, you kind of need to take it every single. You need to take things a lot more seriously. Although yes, what happened to me was very minor, and I feel like it always is very minor when it comes to stuff like this. But I feel like it still needs to get taken seriously because if nothing happens, then nothing happens, and it will inevitably get worse. And that's my problem, and that's my fear on this kind of thing, is that yes, it will definitely get worse if nothing happens. And you're literally here to protect and serve, and if you cannot do that, then what's the point of you being there? So that's my stance on it. And I also looked it up, and apparently, police, when you ask to make a report, police are actually supposed to. So I'm looking on the Queensland Police website. Um, it's police link dash reporting. Make a online report. Where did this... Literally just reading it just before. Because I was literally talking about how, like, if it's not, like, an urgent matter, you can just report it online. But it's just like, well, it kind of was an urgent matter. See, I don't know where this went, but it's like, if you don't need police to attend immediately, you can fill out, an online form to report some types of crime, traffic incidents, and complaints. I don't know, it's not really showing me much, which is a damn shame, because I would have loved to have this as evidence for myself to be like, well, actually, this would have been great. And then, like, if I need something like this, I can just whip it out and be like, well, actually, this is otherwise. Can't find anything, so whatever. Okay, guys, next topic. It is Gold Coast, guys, because literally I've been wanting to talk about this for fucking yonks. And I have talked about this before. And oh, if Gold Coast, guys, every single man that I have ever met that lives on the Gold Coast, actually, majority of them, who lives on the Gold Coast are major fuckboys. Like, they don't want to settle down, they don't want to do anything, they just want to fuck. And I, oh my god, it really pisses me off. Because it's not just me who's experiencing this either. It's the women I hang out with as well. It's my friends. It's my best friends. These men are so emotionally immature, so unintelligent. It confuses me. I am at a loss for words at these men. Now, I myself have experienced these Gold Coast men as well. And I feel like it's the same everywhere. It straight up baffles me. Genuinely, 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 genuinely. Like, dating is such an annoyance now. And not that I have dated. I fucked around, found out. That's about it. That's the level of dating that I have done. Not even dated. Are you kidding me? Yes, I have had a boyfriend when I was 15 years old. That basically means fuck all. Literally, I do not understand where chivalry has gone. Because why am I? You know what? Before I dig myself into a hole, I will just say I think chivalry is dead. However, there are some men who are quite chivalrous and they do respect women. I personally would say that I am one of those men who respect women and are chivalrous. However, why have I seen a plethora of men who are so unchivalrous, so rude, so abrupt, and so obnoxious? I can't fucking tell you. I have no idea where this has come from. What kind of generation of men uh, have arisen from this? And I'm not trying to blame people's upbringings because I feel like a lot of people were born similarly. But at the end of the day, yeah, why are they so different? It's given red pill, fucking blue pill type shit. Okay? It's given. This is another thing that I want to talk about as well. It's giving kind of like incel, kind of like. It's just like. No, because I am genuinely at a loss for words for all of this. Like, the way that these men are acting at the moment it's just such a hindrance to society at this point. And I, I blame conservatism and Andrew Tate. Yes. Um, you know what? No, we are sticking with this. I am blaming him because literally, I kid you not, they always talk about the way that they talk about women is so disrespectful. It's not funny. Like, you guys are supposed to be the ones who are falling in love with women, but why am I treating them better than you are? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You you say all this shit, yeah, but you say all of this, but like, what's going on? Like, you say you want to stay at home wife, you want to stay at home girlfriend, you want her to cook clean. Where's the money to bring that up? Where's the money for that? And I saw this clip of this girl, and she was going on about this exact topic, but like, some of these men want like stay at home wives, stay at home girlfriends, but where's the money to back that up? Because if you're both doing two very demanding jobs and you do not have, and you're expecting her to what, cook, clean, etc., and you sit on your fucking fat ass and do fucking nothing, then it's kind of like a slap in the face and you actually don't give a shit. And it's the lack of respect, which is kind of absurd and very shocking. And it's just like, you both do a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, yeah, you are doing less than what your partner's doing, when you both should be bringing 100% each into the relationship, and literally 100% each. Okay, so it'll be 200%, not 50-50, because that would be 50-50. It would equal 100%. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get it. If you literally cannot provide for a woman, do not be talking mad shit. I will fucking roast you. And probably your receding hairline and your 1 inch cock that has no visible print at all. Yes, I learned about catching a print on TikTok. Would I say my master? No. But here we are. And I think I'm just rambling on at this point. But. We're going into my next topic, which I talked about the other day. Looksmaxes. Ugh. They, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the stuff that I was talking about before. But these looksmaxes, women have been doing this for fucking jonks, right? Jonks, right? And they're all of a sudden being like, oh, yeah, we gotta enhance every single aspect of our facial features that we can, no matter what. And it's just like, at the end of the day, yeah, women have been doing that. And also, you're like, oh, we gotta look good for the men, yeah? Sir, I too wanted to look good for men as well. Um, I don't know. These looks maxes, I feel like they're kind of deranged at this point. I don't know what's going on with them, and it's quite concerning. Because let's talk about it. Cavicula? He's younger than me. And the amount of drugs that I have heard him do. Because, yes, sometimes I do watch the clips because I like to be informed. But he left his microphone on and was doing cocaine. Now, I don't want to be that kind of person, because I have smoked weed before. This is a known fact. I've smoked weed, right? But I feel like cocaine would age you quite a lot. And I feel like other recreational drugs, I use the term recreational very loosely, because I feel like it shouldn't be so recreational. No, should it? I feel like it ages you quite significantly. So, also, I saw on that TikTok, at the top, you know, the search bar, clavicula. decaying. Apparently there's a filter going on and his nose is deforming right in our very eyes. I'm like, it's crazy. And I feel like men, they see, let me lie down. They see these types of men and they go, oh yeah, I want to look up to him. And it's just like, he's not exactly a good role model now, is he? Like, the shit that he's talking about is so offensive and also so deranged that it's just like, well, actually, I don't think he is a good role model because I feel like good role models are the type to inspire. What are these men inspiring? Oh, yeah, they're inspiring a group of men to hate women. Fantastic. Yeah, great. Love that. No. Disgusting. Deplorable. And, I feel like this new age of men has inspired me a lot, from women especially, to be, misandrous? I think that's the word. To be like a man hater. Any chance I've got, I'm shitting on a man. And people are like, aren't you gay? Yeah, I can still like men, date men, kiss men, shag men, but I can also still hate men. And I feel like those two are not contradictory whatsoever. And I feel like we need to learn that ASAP. You know, I feel like we're not enhancing our true potentials to be misandrous slags. Well, I'm talking about myself at this point being a slag. Not really. But I feel like we're not enhancing our natural potential to humble men. This is it right here. This is the new cult. Um, yeah, I feel like we need to just start humbling men. We should find men with the biggest egos and bring them down. Knock them down a peg or 20. Also, can we talk about how that phrase, bring them down a peg, bring them down a peg, peg, pegging? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Um, these men. Okay, guys, before I end the segment, I just want to read a quote to you. Now, this is by Mariska Hargitay. You don't know who she is. She is best known as Olivia Benson from Law and Order SVU, and she is the founder of the Joyful Hearts Foundation, which I didn't know that until I found out. But it is a foundation which supports survivors of sexual assault, domestic violence, and child abuse. And they help them on their path to justice and healing, which I think is quite a beautiful thing to be a part of, because I feel like it happens quite frequently and it shouldn't be. And I feel like normalizing help is very important. Now, I'm not trying to be like this bitch who's like on their grind to be like, oh my god, guys, quote, inspirational quote. But here we are. No one can take away your pain, so don't let anyone take away your happiness. I thought that was quite powerful, actually. Like, I'm not trying to bullshit, but like, that was powerful. Like, I felt that. Like, no, because I feel like I'm sounding sarcastic now. No, I truly resonate with that quite a lot. Um, like, quite literally, no one can take away your pain that you're feeling. So, literally, do not let anyone dictate on how they can. Don't let anyone dictate your emotions, honestly. Like, if they're not bringing you happiness, then I feel like, what's the point in having them around? If they're constantly bringing you down, making you feel gloomy, depressed, anxious, whatever, like they're not making you feel happy, then I feel like take a step back, reevaluate, maybe come back to them with the concerns, and if it doesn't improve, then you can just cut them off. And I love how in this day and age, we can just do that, and it's fine because we're literally, quite literally, protecting our peace, protecting our mental health, our stability, our mental faculties. And I feel like that's very important because literally, I think I got a stress migraine on Monday. Let me tell you, I put this on my close friends, but literally, I was at work and suddenly this, oh my god, this sudden, strong pain in my head came, and I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck. Obviously, I haven't drunk enough water, what the fuck? And then I pick up my water bottle and it's fucking empty, and I'm like, oh, clearly that's a fucking lie because my day's just basically started. And I was like, fuck, 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 fuck. So I asked my coworker for ibuprofen. She gives me some. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it doesn't go away after half an hour. I'm like, fuck. And then I start to feel queasy and I'm like, fuck. And after an hour feeling queasy, I throw up. And then I went home early. Yay. But that was literally my first time ever experiencing a severe headache or migraine, I guess, to the point where I ended up having to throw up. That was insane to me. Like I couldn't believe it myself. I was gobsmacked. Okay, I think that's it for today's episode. Um, if you are wanting me to do any story times on specific things that you know about that I haven't talked about, comment it, do whatever. If you have any questions, concerns, queries, let me know. And I've been your host, Ewwychris, and this is my podcast, the Let's Talk Smack podcast. Tell your friends, tell your mom in it, yeah. Mums love me. And enjoy your day. Yeah, and yeah.